You're listening to Red Pill 78. I am the corruption detector, and this is your Red Pill News. Hello, everyone. We are live, and tonight we have a very special guest, my friend Real Severe ANON. He is a musician, an artist, and I just want to make sure that everyone out in the audience can hear me. Do I get a 5x5 out in the audience? We've got lots of people waiting. I see that there are people from all over the world. We've got my friend Patriot Lady Biker. We've got Severe in the chat. We've got Methods in the chat. We've got lots of people. Hi, everybody. How are you tonight? How are you guys doing tonight? Yeah, second favorite ANON. This is our second favorite ANON that's going to be joining us tonight. All right, so you guys, before we begin the show, we've got to hear a little word from my sponsor. I want to thank Virtual Shield very much for sponsoring my program. Let's take a listen. This month, Virtual Shield is offering a spring special of 30% off all VPN plans and all premium add-ons, including Protection Plus, residential access, monthly maintenance, phone support, and VIP performance plans for as low as $3 per month. And don't forget about IdentiSafe, which allows the customer the ability to block off computer microphone and camera access from any unwanted spies and hackers. For anyone that's paranoid about the government watching or listening to every move they make via computer, IdentiSafe is for them. Remember, Virtual Shield is one of the easiest VPNs to use in the world. It's also one of the fastest. Their no-log policy protects its users from any data breaches. So go to virtualshield.com/redpill78 and sign up for your free month along with 35% off at this exclusive link. All right. Thank you so much, Virtual Shield, for sponsoring my program. Let's take a look at who is in the chat. We've got New York, Oregon, Michigan, South Carolina, Wisconsin, California, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Florida. We've got Boise, Idaho, Knoxville, Tennessee, North Carolina, New York, Dublin, Ohio, Arizona, New Zealand, Michigan, Louisiana, Nebraska, Kentucky, another Oregon, another Kansas. Oh, man, Vermont, you guys are awesome. We've got so many people here. Phoenix, Texas, Utah, Idaho, Florida, all over the place. I know I saw some people from Australia earlier. I actually had the first super chat from New Guardian. He says, dingo dollars for the Rawhide Fund. You guys, Chi-Chi is doing very, very well. Chi-Chi is doing much, much better. It was a little scary there for a couple of days, but now he's back to his old self. He's barking. You guys heard me yelling at the dogs last night. I thought I edited it out, but whatever. I'm human. That's what happens. Oh, you guys. All right, so we're going to bring Severe on. Severe, I am about to chat to you. Come in. All right. You guys, please join me in welcoming my friend, Severe ANON. He has a real talent for music, okay? This guy's a real artist, and I know that some people don't like hip-hop, some people don't like rap, maybe that's not your thing, but you know what? We've got people and cultures of all types in this movement, and we need to have every single group represented. And even if it's not your thing, you got to give it props. Severe, are you there? Okay, are you there, buddy? All right. Well, while we're waiting for him to come in, I'm going to go ahead and play a song of his. It's called Where We Go One, We Go All.
I stayed anonymous on the Q&A post, but I see the finish line, so I know we're getting close. I always drop knowledge when the people need it most. No time like the present with my finger on the pulse. We got this movement popping across the nation, mass reindoctrination of the population. Time to wake up to the problems that we're facing. If we watch MSM, it's time to change the station. Man, I'm just keeping it real. It's beyond my control since I took the red pill. There's a reason that Trump put tariffs on the steel. The pieces of the puzzle come together to reveal a picture so vivid of the world that we live in. No deals to be made, y'all remain unforgiving. Collusion is delusion, it's a already been proven. When the drags on, we end on to the movement. Wait man, away for another school shooting while the cowards from Broward stood by and didn't do shit. I saw a small light through the world of confusion. In a land full of shields, I killed the illusion. Yeah, where we go on, we go all. United we stand, but divided we fall. Watch the water, keep your eye on the ball. Patriots fight, now it's time to heed the call. The system is failing, we're the second biggest threat. Digital warriors all across the net. Every day, patriots and military vets. Every day we recruit a fleet of new cadets. A plan to bring the cabal down to its knees. Forest fires burn, but forget to burn the trees. Direct energy from the PG&E. Liberalism is a mental disease. We try to red pill y'all, but you didn't listen. Fake maggots expose controlled opposition. We group of less than 10, fully know the mission. The choice to know is yours in the end, it's your decision. Realize this will be the only chance we're given. If we don't win, say goodbye to the world we live in. They say ignorance is bliss, but it isn't. It's a simple mathematics that creating a division. It's time for us to break free from the mental prisons. It's all by design, they enslave us in the system. They only demonize what's a threat to their religion. The truth goes beyond anything you can envision. It's down to a science and they do it with precision. Propaganda being pumped through the television. But our time is now, we've awakened with the vision. The great awakening, now we change the world we live in.
Awesome stuff. That song is so good. I love it. I want you guys to see his YouTube channel. It's right here. It's called The Real Severe. He's only got 633 subscribers. If we could get him a couple more subscribers, I think that would be totally awesome. I've also got his Twitter pulled up right here. He's got plenty of people following him on Twitter at Severe Anon. Severe, are you there, brother?
Yes, sir. I'm here. How's everything?
Oh, everything is awesome, dude. Thank you so much for coming on here tonight, dude. You are incredible.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I truly appreciate it, man.
Man, it is my pleasure. Believe me here. So, what can you tell us about yourself, Severe? How anon are you? What do you want people to know?
I just want people to know that I'm doing this for one reason only. I am always trying to spread information, spread knowledge. I've been into music for a long time now. I stopped making music for quite a while, honestly, because of the way that the industry is shaped and formatted.
Right.
I really wanted nothing to do with that side of it. I had an opportunity at one point, but I made a conscious decision to stay away from that. So as soon as that happened is when I truly started red pilling myself on, I guess I kind of started where everyone else did. You start getting into all the Fed corruption, you start getting into 9/11, kind of snowballs one thing into another.
Right.
And you start to put the bigger picture together. And then, once Q came on the scene, there was no looking back.
Excellent, dude. So you write your own music, you're putting those beats together, you produce everything, is that right?
Some of the beats I produce myself, others, I have other producers that I work with.
Okay.
Actually in the middle of putting a project together as we speak. It's going to be called the Red Pill Project.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a compilation of Q music, just where we go on, we go all, keeping with the theme. Trying to keep everyone united, keep our eyes on the prize, and keep moving. So yeah, definitely more details will be out about that pretty soon.
That's cool. So, how long do you think it's going to be? How long do you think before it's going to be ready?
I'm trying to have it done within a month or so. I'm in the middle of talking to a couple of artists right now, trying to get a couple more on board just to make it as large of a compilation of music as possible.
Okay.
And then we'll make it available for digital download, free copies, no charge for any of that. If people would like to donate to the cause, they are more than welcome to, but
right.
It's going to be done just for the love of the movement, to be honest.
Beautiful stuff, dude. That's awesome. So when you release that, do you have any plans to take it on tour or do any performances?
I would love to do that. If I could get enough steam behind it and get enough support behind it, it would be great to do something like that. I think there's a need for all kinds of new media. When Q says we are the new media, it's not just news. We're going to need new entertainers, new artists. I mean, it's unfortunate, but a lot of the people that we probably liked and looked up to at one point, the more that comes out about these people, you see what their character is really about.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to watch. It's hard to watch their movies and listen to their music after what they're really about. You can't really show support for people. So we need all forms of new media. So I would love to be a part of that and pioneering that type of movement. That would be awesome.
Yeah, dude, you're right. Once you can see, you cannot close your eyes. You know, it's sad, you know, watching the people who you grew up idolizing and realizing that these people are, you know, by and large corrupt or sick, you know. But I mean, like, I do want to say that even though there is a tremendous amount of, you know, horrible stuff going on in the entertainment industry and music and movies and TV, not all people in the industry are co-opted. You know, I mean, there are still, you know, there's still people out there who are good people. I got somebody who follows me. You know, I'm not going to say who this particular individual is, but somebody is a big name in Hollywood. And you know, if I get permission, I will tell their name later. But this guy, he's a comedian. He's really good. Started out watching him probably like 10 years ago on a little cable show, and then he went on to do like a sitcom, and, you know, he's done movies and all that stuff. He's a Christian, you know, and he recently had to do a role that was, you know, kind of centered around these subjects that we're interested in, and was talking to my friend here, and it turns out it's his brother-in-law. So talking to his brother-in-law about, you know, these things, you know, like 9/11, you know, what happened, you know, what does he think about it, you know, but, you know, but by and large, he's isolated, you know, there are more, there's more bad than good out there, but it's not all of it, you know, I mean, there's still hope. I think that once we have this, you know, the complete unveiling of what's been going on all these years, and we got like everybody waking up, then there's going to be a real need to fill those roles that people, you know, are no longer going to be in because they're going to be in prison, they're going to be in Gitmo, you know, or they're just going to be too ashamed to show their face while they walk down the street.
I couldn't agree more. I think you really nailed it at the end. Whether these people are going to be held accountable in terms of, you know, going to jail and things like that, that's, you know, totally different subjects. But these people will not be seen in the same light as they always have been. They really won't be able to walk the streets. It's just, you know, how could they not be ashamed of themselves once the, you know, the full dark comes to light?
Right. No, it's crazy to think, but I you know, I believe that we are closer than we ever have been before. You know, we've got, oh, you know what? I'm going to play this clip that Methods had sent over earlier. It was of a Canadian politician. Here we go. Canadian politician. That moment when a Canadian politician, Andrew Scheer, ignored the Clinton Foundation as part of child trafficking and child sacrifice part of the question, and later claimed he never heard it. So Method says, I call BS, dude. Okay, let's take a listen.
Trudeau gave $600 million to the Clinton Foundation. The Clinton Foundation is part of child trafficking and child sacrifice. If you study it, it's in a Pizzagate. And how do we get that money back? Because there should be the NP, the PM. If he knows about the foundation, he should be in jail for that one. And also, he needs to pay back the $600 million plus his trips after the Canadian.
Yes. Well, I appreciate your concerns on this, and we obviously just had a question on the priorities of this Liberal government, and I can assure you that when you look at where Justin Trudeau has spent money, it's clear that a huge sum of the dollars that he has taken from Canadian taxpayers has gone to his own personal projects. You mentioned the Clinton Foundation, you mentioned there are other examples.
You were asked a question that linked Justin Trudeau to the Pizzagate conspiracy, which we all know is false. It's been debunked, and there's even been violent incidents in light of this whole thing. So why did you not call it out when you were asked that question?
I heard the question was related to the government's, Justin Trudeau's decision to give a grant to the Clinton Foundation. That was what I answered. I didn't hear anything about the other aspect that you just mentioned.
You mentioned Pizzagate theory.
Pizzagate conspiracy, yeah. I didn't hear that. I heard the Clinton Foundation part of the question. I heard other parts of the questions, but I certainly didn't hear that.
But we know the Clinton Foundation has been linked to that as well, and people have said that it is false. Are you not concerned when you're asked a question based on a conspiracy theory? Are you not concerned that this is spreading misinformation to Canadians?
As I said, I didn't hear that part of the question. I heard the Clinton Foundation.
Unbelievable.
Oh my God, it's great. You know what is so amazing? This is getting to my point why I played it, is that you had a large auditorium filled with Canadians, okay? And a significant portion of those people clapped when that man asked his question. That means that this information, what we are trying to get out there and seed into the public consciousness, is working. All right, it is working, and we have reached a tipping point, in my opinion. I think that we're at this part in this journey where more people know about it than not. All right, and it's gonna go even bigger. Okay, I'm so excited about it.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. It's going to be amazing. I mean, I think honestly, if you step back and look at it, it's kind of like what you see with a lot of Trump supporters. They are, but they don't. They can't. We're in a climate where people feel intimidated to speak about it openly. They vote one way and they kind of just play it off another. But I think the same thing is happening with the Q movement. There might be people that are a little bit hesitant to jump, both feet in all the way. But I think that there are so many eyes open now, especially in the past month. I mean, if you just look around at what's been going on, the movement grows daily exponentially, and there's just no denying that.
Oh, yeah, totally. Somebody on Twitter was just asking me the other day. He said, my wife is real gung-ho about Q, wants to tell everybody we meet. He said, I'm a little more hesitant about it. What should I do? And I was like, well, you got to make up your own mind about that. But I know in my life personally, I know how important this is. And so I talk to anybody that I can get to listen to, even people that are on the left. I soft pedal it, I bring it in slowly. And then I get it to the point, like with Trump, when people are like, Donald Trump is a racist and a horrible person. Okay, so then let's talk about the unemployment statistics. Let's talk about the wealth of different people in our country. Let's talk about the fact that he's the only president who's significantly committed resources to ending child and human trafficking. How could he be a terrible person? How could he be an awful man if this is what he's doing? If he, the fact that he's not taking a salary, the fact that he's donating it to the VA, like if he was this monster, then he would be in this office and he would be taking advantage of it in every way possible. And we don't see that. Before he won, I was definitely afraid. I was one of those people who didn't speak openly about it. I live in an area, a city that is probably 80% Democratic voting. You've got a very small percentage of conservatives. I think it's a lot more now. I think that because of the way that the country is going, because of all the things that have happened, it is way more bigger than it ever was before. So now, I don't mind. I walked around the other day in my MAGA hat, and I got some dirty looks, but I'm not going to be intimidated by it anymore. And I don't think anybody should be intimidated. I think that people should be proud of it.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. You see more and more of it recently. People, and it's sad to say, having the courage to show that they support our president,
right,
and support our country. But that really is the state of things. So you see a lot more people willing to step out and speak about it and just think for themselves and step off the plantation. That's truly what it is. It's a system of control, and if they feel that they can't control you, they have no use for you. They just move on to the next, and it's the whole hive mentality, but in the worst type of way.
Yes, exactly. All right, well, Severe, I want to thank you so much for coming on and speaking with us. Tell everybody how you want them to get a hold of you and how you want people to be able to find you. I mean, is it on Twitter? You're primarily on Twitter? I mean, we interact on there a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. On Twitter, at Severe Anon. My YouTube channel is The Real Severe. If people would like to make donations, my PayPal link is located in my Twitter bio and also in my YouTube bio. It's paypal.me/SeverePaine, Payne, and at patreon.com/SevereAnon. So any and all donations would be greatly appreciated moving forward, trying to put this project together. I think there's great things on the horizon for the movement.
Dude, make sure you send me your Patreon and your PayPal link, because I'm definitely going to donate, because I want this project to happen. And when it comes out, I want you to make sure to tell me about it so we can have you and anybody else that's involved with it back on the show.
Absolutely. I would be so appreciative. Thank you again for having me. It was awesome. And always look forward to your shows. keep up the great work, man. Just you do an amazing job, and it's on a steady basis. So thank you for everything that you've done for everyone, and for what you do for the movement, and just keep up the great work.
That means a lot to me, and you can't even know how much. Thank you so much, dude. And once again, thank you, Severe, for coming. I want everybody to make sure that you go and follow him on his profiles after the show. Severe, I can't wait to have you back on.
I can't wait to be back. Thanks again for having me, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, brother. Peace.
Peace, brother.
All right, you guys. That was awesome. I'm so glad that he came on. I love his music. I love having him on. Hold on just a second. All right. All right, guys. Yes, so please follow Severe after the show. We have several people that I need to say thank you to. All right, so we're going to start with Corey Peterson. He says, we got your back. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Jeff Stewart says, where we go one, we go all. USA, USA, USA. Thank you very much for the super chat. Shafe1903 just says 10. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Diana Davenport says, still winning. Did you see where the Senate is calling for better housing for our enlisted? That evil Republican Senate. That's right. Christina Hartunian just shows some emojis, music, and a thumbs up. That's great. Christine Thompson, just a super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Sean Christine Gorno, Red Pill makes me smile, and rum gives me the crybaby cramps. And Sharon Barasa says, you are the best and got my book. Awesome, you guys. Thank you so much. All right, so I next want to play a video from my friend Jody. Jody is my friend that makes those amazing yellow vests with Q emblems, okay? So this is really cool. If you haven't followed Jody yet, she is at JodyL792 on Twitter. She is a U.S. Marine Corps veteran and a 100% Retrumplican. Okay, let's listen to what Jody had to say in this video, and then we'll talk about what happened afterwards.
Hello, Patriots. Jody again. I'm here to show you something exciting. I got General Flynn's book today. I'm very excited about it, and I want to encourage every patriot out there to get this book and support General Flynn. He put himself between us and a bullet. His reputation with some people will never change. They'll always believe he did something wrong when we all know he did nothing wrong. So I want you to do me a favor, do this country a favor, and do this man a favor, and go out and get the book. General Flynn, I want to thank you because you, Donald Trump, many others that are out there that people don't realize are working behind the scenes, saved us from sure destruction. When I was speaking to Rush Limbaugh on the phone, I had said to him, I wish I could rejoin the Marine Corps and get in the fight. I felt like I couldn't, and because of you and those out there and President Trump, we joined the fight, and it feels good. It feels good to be able to get out and make vests and rally towels and tweet and Facebook and get the truth out there and get everyone red-pilled. So this Marine wants to salute you. So I want to tell you thank you with all my heart. General Flynn, I salute you. So thank you so much. Patriots, go buy the book, Amazon, okay? Thanks so much. God bless. Bye-bye.
I think Jody is the cutest, you guys, and I think that you need to follow her as well because she puts out a lot of great content. Now, what she said about joining the fight, doing your part, that's why I do what I'm doing here. And I want to talk about the book that I was asked to write that essay for, the chapter. What we're doing here, Q, this Great Awakening, this is the most important thing in my life that I've ever been involved with. The fact that I can come here, the fact that I have an audience to speak to you guys, the fact that I'm blessed by God to be in the position that I am, it's humbling, okay? I wake up every morning and I realize how important this is. Hey, San Francisco and on. And what's happened with the book has really dismayed me. When I was asked to write the chapter, you guys, it was assumed that it was going to be a small affair, that it wasn't going to be huge like it has been, and it certainly wasn't meant to cause the division in the movement that it has. I'd never wanted that, and when I was asked to write it, I was told that, the any proceeds of the book were going to pay for the publishing, and then if there was anything left, I was told that there was going to be something set up to benefit young journalists, young conservative journalists, and that's what I, decided early on that I wanted to do. And now I know that it's come out that, that not everybody feels that way. I can't speak for anyone else other than myself, okay? Because to do so would be playing God. I'm not God. I am just a man, and I am an ANON, okay? First and foremost. My whole mission is to bring truth to the masses, okay? I want to bring about freedom. I want to bring about justice. I want to open people's eyes, and I want to help them see what's been going on all these years. I've waited my whole life to get to this point. And to see that people are tearing each other apart over this, it breaks my heart, you guys. And I'm so appreciative for everybody that's behind it, okay? But I understand the anger that some people feel, and whatever emotion you have from it, then that's completely justified. I mean, everybody is entitled to however they feel, and I'm not going to tell anybody how to feel. I said on Twitter the other day, I'm not going to tell anyone how to act. I'm not going to tell anyone who to follow. I'm not going to tell anyone else how to think. All right. I believe that everyone needs to make up their own mind. I believe that everyone needs to use discernment, and I believe that everyone needs to come to their own decisions. All right. I can't support people tearing each other apart over this. All right. And I just want everybody to know that me writing that chapter for that book, I'm no authority. I don't know anything more than the next person. I am simply blessed to be able to be here and to be able to speak to you guys. All right. This is a gift from God. If you guys would have known me just a couple years ago, I could not have done this. Just over a year ago, my life was a complete mess. All right. And I asked God to help me, and he did that day. And ever since then, I have recommitted myself to the mission that I believe I'm supposed to be on. And I want everyone to know that my mission is only to shed light on things that have until this time been dark. I don't want people to be hating each other in this movement. We need to be united. It has to be that way. Otherwise, we're going to destroy ourselves. And so I implore anyone with any other motive to take a look at yourself and to think about what we've been asked to do. What has Q asked of us? All right? We are not here to profit off each other. We have every right in the world to make money, to support our families, and to live life, all right? But we are not here to simply profit off of the desire of other people to gain the knowledge that we have been freely given, all right? I love everyone here, and I thank you so much for listening to me and for allowing me to be here, because I'm every morning that I wake up, I'm so humbled. I see everybody talking to me. I see all these things. I see everything that's being said. This week has been so hard. It's been really, really difficult. Because I don't want anything that I'm involved in to be anything less than the pure intentions that I have. My mom's texting me. I love you, Mom. And I love you guys. All right, and that's it. That's all I've got to say about it, okay? So now we're going to get into the news. All right, so this is a video of John Huber. Everybody knows who John Huber is. Let's take a listen.
We competed nationally to get these positions, and with Utah's excellent reputation, we secured 6 spots. There was no other district in the country that got more spots than we did. Utah has some serious problems that we need to address, and so this will greatly help. I can't overstate the positive impact that these positions will have in Utah for decades to come. Each of them have about 20 cases on their docket already, significant federal investigations. They range from domestic terrorism to court-authorized wiretaps of criminal organizations, to child pedophiles and those who would exploit our children, criminal aliens, big fraud schemes. I mean, it runs the gambit. The biggest cases that Utah has end up in my office. We are in a unique position to serve justice in Utah and bring the top offenders to justice in the federal court. We do have a significant gang problem in Utah. Next week, we're going to make a big announcement on a takedown that we've done that took out, close to 40 gang members who were drug trafficking in Utah, had direct connection to the cartel.
You guys see that sign? Be the hammer? Muffin's here, you guys. Hi, Muffin. I love you. I love you so much. All right, so what do you think? Do you think that all of that, as our favorite Anon has told us, Utah, all of that horrible, horrible stuff is going on in Utah? Now, Utah's definitely going to have some problems. Utah's going to have some criminals, but all of those indictments are not just in Utah. This is countrywide, okay? And Utah is in a unique place to be able to do this because it's removed from Washington, D.C. Now, he had said here, we will move forward with his priorities, hold offenders accountable, and advance the rule of law. Method says, I bet the deep state is scared AF of these two getting together because U.S. Attorney Huber met with AG Barr. U.S. attorneys thoroughly enjoyed our time with AG Barr this week. He is a solid, proven leader with a clear vision of the DOJ. We will move forward with his priorities, hold offenders accountable, and advance the rule of law. So, let's see. Let's listen to what the Gateway Pundit had to say. Americans will soon find out if Attorney General Bill Barr has the mettle to pursue Obama's corrupt FBI and DOJ officials who weaponized the intel agencies to target Donald Trump. John Huber, the special prosecutor tapped by former AG Jeff Sessions to investigate FISA abuses by Obama's DOJ and FBI, met with newly confirmed Attorney General Bill Barr this week. Look at that. Is this a picture you guys have always wanted to see? Ever since I learned of these two gentlemen's existence coming into our government, this has been what I've been waiting for John Huber and Barr to meet, because this means it's happening. On Friday, Mr. Huber, a U.S. attorney from Utah, sent a message to Americans. He is committed to holding offenders accountable. U.S. attorneys thoroughly enjoyed our time with AG Barr this week. He's a solid, proven leader with a clear vision for the DOJ. We will move forward with his priorities, hold offenders accountable, and advance the rule of law. Here's what we know so far with the information that is publicly available. Republicans on the House Judiciary Committee say John Huber still has not interviewed key witnesses, and they want answers. Mark Meadows. Now, we know from our favorite Anon telling us that just because we don't hear about it from Huber doesn't mean it hasn't happened. There have been 0 leaks, all right? And there's a reason for that. We needed a tight ship, and John Huber and his team of attorneys, U.S. attorneys, they have not leaked anything because they're not supposed to leak anything, all right? All these other people that were leaking all over the country about Donald Trump and everything having to do with this Russia investigation, those were targeted to make Trump look bad. They wanted to put this information out there because they knew that there was no there. They had to put it out and make everybody think that something was going on. But it's not, all right? And the reason they're not leaking from Huber is because there is something there. Your investigation has been ongoing for months. This is from Jim Jordan and Mark Meadows. During the course of our extensive investigation, we have interviewed more than a dozen current and former DOJ and FBI personnel, and we're surprised to hear none of these potentially informative witnesses testified to speaking with you. The Republican congressman then blasted Huber for being a no-show at the December hearing where the Clinton Foundation whistleblowers Lawrence Doyle of DM Income Advisors and John Moynihan of JFM Associates testified. Further, last month, then-Chairman Mark Meadows invited you to testify as a witness at the Subcommittee on Government Operations hearing Oversight of Nonprofit Organizations, a case study of the Clinton Foundation. We were disappointed to learn that the department that you were not enthusiastic about when declining the investigation. Huber has the authority to impanel a grand jury. However, it appears he has done nothing since Jeff Sessions appointed him in the fall of 2017 to investigate FISA abuses. Again, just because they don't know doesn't mean it did not happen. The Clinton Foundation whistleblowers, Mr. Moynihan and Mr. Doyle, told the committee they had to send their evidence to the Huber investigation 3 times because they kept losing it. In October, Congressman Meadows and Jim Jordan said they wanted to haul John Huber in before Congress to testify because they had not received any updates on Huber's investigation. Well, we will soon find out if Huber's appointment was one big fake head or one big head fake by Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Now remember, there is also the other, Dunham, John Dunham, I believe his name is, or is it Durham? Can someone in the chat remind me about the video that I made? It's about U.S. Attorney John Durham or John Dunham. I can't remember his name, but we know that he has been working in tandem, side by side, this whole time with Huber, all right? So it's possible maybe Huber was kind of a head fake. Maybe it's Dunham that's really going to be doing the heavy lifting when it comes down to this. All right, so I have lots of people that I need to thank, you guys. Let's go take a look. Where did we leave off? Let's see. Yes, Ann Pearson. Love up, love you, maybe. God bless your efforts. Patricia Furlong, just a super chat. Thank you very much, Patricia. The Outsider, have some Aussie dollaroos. Love your work. Thank you, Outsider. Jeff Stewart, Red Pill, Space Shot 76, start on PG-13. Let's see, Gene Thunusen. I read your chapter last night here in Australia. Cool, glad to hear it. Carissa Hartunian gives me a hug. Thank you very much, Carissa. Lady Q says, Red Pill 78, we love you. The reaction says more about them, not you. God bless you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Cynthia Pappas, several hearts. Thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate that. Tanya Ray says, thank you for your contribution. Keep up the good work. Brenda Jenkins says, chin up. Thank you very much for the super chats. Zach says, thank you, Red Pill 78. Godspeed, God strong. Jackie Bain says, don't you dare have guilt. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. 27 Sparkle just gives a super chat. Thank you, my friend. Simeon Hill says, where we go one, we go all, and we get there will build a wall of giant Trump supporters and love for all. We love you. Thank you very much, my friend. Prepping Sapper says, hang in there, brother. We love you. Thank you very much. Andrew Smetana just gives a super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. Sally Jordan, also just a super chat. And Jason Sutherland, Q-Tip 75 vapes to you, my brother. Oh, Jason, thank you so much, buddy. You guys, Q-Tips is one of my crack investigators on Twitter. He's been taking care of his son for the last couple of weeks. His little boy broke his leg, but now he's back, you guys. We just have to wait and see. The thing is that I have full faith in the work that John Huber is doing. I have full faith in Attorney General Barr. I believe that we are really seeing everything start to unfold. This month is going to be big. Richard A. Williams says, well, 17 from Seattle Anon. Hey, what's up, Seattle Anon? Good to see you, buddy. Hey, okay. Appreciate it, brother. All right, so we've got something here, again, from Methods, one of my other crack investigators. Jim Jordan talking about how Cohen and Schiff failed to get their story straight. Those are two different stories, and someone isn't being straight with us. I think the average person would say, wait a minute, something else is going on here. Also, Love in Texas says, thank you for everything you do. I want to see justice served in this country, and I appreciate you digging for the truth. Thank you very, very much. That's exactly what I'm doing. I want to see change happen. I want to see the wrongs put right, and I know that it's happening. I know that this is going to be here. All right, guys, let's listen to Jim Jordan.
He said he never wanted to work at the White House, which we know he did. He said he didn't seek a pardon, which we now know he did. His lawyers talked about that. And now we have this discrepancy in what he said that Mr. Schiff and he talked about and what Mr. Schiff said. Remember, Mr. Cohen said last week under oath that they talked about topics that were going to be raised at the hearing. Mr. Schiff in an interview said, no, I just alleviated any fears he had and talked about practical concerns about when to show up and where to report. Those are two different stories, and someone isn't being straight with this. So there are a number of instances where we think Mr. Cohen gave us false statements, and that's why we sent a criminal referral letter to the Justice Department, and frankly, we're going to send another one because we've learned a few more things since his testimony last week.
Got it. I want to get to more on that in a second, but first, here's Adam Schiff in his own words, as you just described.
The extent of my contact was just inviting him to testify and also trying to allay his concerns about the president's threats against him and his family.
Yeah, and Sandra, and that takes 10 hours? He did that in about 4 seconds. So 10 hours and 4 seconds. I don't know. I think the average person say, wait a minute, something else is going on here.
So obviously you have your concerns. What do you do about it? So what are you asking for from the Oversight Committee and Elijah Cummings, the chairman?
Well, mostly what we're asking for is, if you remember last week at the start of the hearing, Chairman Cummings says, Mr. Cohen, if you're not square with us, if you say false things, I'm going to hold you accountable. Well, we know he said at least 3 false things. I just pointed those out, and we think 5 or 6 others. So what is Chairman Cummings going to do? But here's the problem. When your star witness, when your first announced witness of the 116th Congress is a guy who's going to prison for lying to Congress, when you bring him in, it probably shouldn't surprise us that he lies again. And that's exactly what happened.
Okay. 10 hours. Michael Cohen and Adam Schiff met for 10 hours. What does that mean to you guys? What do you think about that? To me, that means that they were preparing their testimony. They were getting their story straight so that when Michael Cohen testified before Congress, he would say exactly what Adam Schiff wanted him to say. That is not okay. Adam Schiff cannot get a witness, lead them to tell exactly what he wants them to tell, and have it look legitimate. We know what's going on. This is a big deal. Big deal. We've got a couple more people to thank. Stephen Holmes says, hugs and love from another Aussie bro. Keep up the great work, getting the word out. I appreciate that. And Neosphere says, look into Insignia Gate. Bank accounts with infinity symbols for the balance. Oh, Ella High Priest. I want to talk to Ella High Priest. Contact Zero, isn't that his name? But I thought that he was like on the run. If anybody has a connection to Ella High Priest, I would love to have him on the show. He is fascinating, you guys. The stuff that he's dug up, it's incredible. Insignia Gate. Yes, Insignia Gate. I definitely will look into that more. Let's see. We'll go ahead and close out that so we can get some more room here. We've also got another super chat from Siggy Smears. Just a wee bit. Resources thin. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, you guys. Let's see. Okay, we can take out that right here. So, speaking of testimony, oh, and Joyce McKittrick says, we love you and appreciate your hard work. Thank you very much, Joyce. I love you and appreciate you too. So, Sean Davis, reporter, says, on the left is Glenn Simpson's sworn testimony that he never spoke to anyone at the FBI about Christopher Steele or his dossier during the election. Well, on the right is Bruce Orr's sworn testimony that he spoke with Simpson in August of 2016 about Steele. Somebody is lying. That's right. So this is the testimony right here of Glenn Simpson. Did the FBI ever reach out to you or Fusion GPS in relation to the matters that Mr. Steele informed them on? No. You've never heard from anyone in the U.S. government in relation to these matters, either the FBI or the Department of Justice. After the election, I mean, during the election, no. What did you hear after and from whom and when? I was asked to provide some information to the Justice Department. By whom and when? It was a prosecutor named Bruce Orr who was following up. You know, I can't remember when. It was sometime after Thanksgiving, I think. Thanksgiving of 2016? Yes. Did Mr. Orr reach out to you, or how did that shake out originally? I think, Chris, it was someone that Chris knows. I think. Eminem, another friend of mine from Australia. Good day, I missed you all. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much. So now let's compare that to Bruce Orr's testimony. Mr. Gowdy, well, I need you to help me there. The election is a pretty big pivot point. Most people remember what they were doing before that and after that. Do you remember getting information from anyone at Fusion GPS before the election? Mr. Orr says, yes. From whom? Glenn Simpson. We'll come back to Mrs. Orr. Tell me about Glenn Simpson providing you information. Mr. Orr, as I recall, and this is after checking with my notes, Mr. Simpson and I spoke this is Mr. Orr speaking, sorry. Wrong accent. As I recall, and this is after checking my notes, Mr. Simpson and I spoke in August of 2016. I met with him, and he provided some information on possible intermediaries between the Russian government and the Trump campaign. Well, in a surprise move, House Republicans release Bruce Orr's transcript. Now, we have gone over Bruce Orr's sworn testimony in reporting done at the Epoch Times. Georgia Rep. Doug Collins unilaterally released a 268-page transcript Friday of a deposition that Justice Department official Bruce Orr gave to Congress in August. Collins, the top Republican on the House Judiciary Committee, took the unusual step by reading a statement on the House floor and providing a link to the Orr transcript in the public record. The representative said his patience with the Justice Department has grown thin. Orr served in 2016 and 2017 as a back channel between the FBI and Christopher Steele, the former British spy who authored the anti-Trump dossier alleging collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russian government. Orr's wife, Nellie Orr, worked as a contractor for Fusion GPS. Muffin's barking at an intruder, you guys. Muffin! Worked as a contractor at Fusion GPS, the opposition research firm that hired Steele. Bruce Orr was interviewed on August 28, 2018 by a task force of members from the House Judiciary and Oversight Committees. Collins said Friday that he plans to release additional transcripts from interviews conducted by the task force. Lawmakers have also interviewed Nellie Orr and the FBI and Justice Department officials such as former FBI General Counsel James Baker. We've done a lot of reporting on James Baker. And former FBI attorney Lisa Page. You guys can hear Muffin? Can you hear Muffin? Yes, there's an intruder. Someone, I don't really honestly think that someone's at my front door. Like, I don't really have any guests. Oh, let's see. Jamie G, screw all those guys that backed out of the original book deal. You have a good heart. People don't like making deals with deal breakers. Can't be trusted. You know, and like I said, I don't know anybody else's motives. You know, all I know is my own. And I want to thank everybody who is with us here tonight. The proposed redactions have nothing, and thank you for the super chat, Jamie. Those proposed redactions have nothing to do with national security and are anathema to our goal of government transparency, he continued, adding that I am, therefore, today making one of these transcripts public. I intend to make other transcripts public soon, he said. I'm willing to consider any reasonable redactions DOJ makes in a timely manner, but won't allow these transcripts to remain shrouded in secrecy. Parts of Bruce Orr's testimony have already been leaked to the press. In the hearing, Bruce Orr undercut several claims made by Glenn Simpson, the founder of Fusion GPS, and California Rep. Adam Schiff, the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. Bruce Orr testified that he met with Simpson on August 22, 2016, to discuss information from the dossier. That contradicted Simpson's testimony to House Intelligence on November 14, 2017, that he did not meet with Bruce Orr until after the election. Also, Bruce Orr told lawmakers that he told the FBI about his contacts with Steele in early August 2016, days after he and Nellie Orr met the former British spy in Washington, D.C. Schiff claimed in a memo released on February 24, 2018, that Bruce Orr did not tell the FBI about his contacts with Steele until after the election. Orr testified that he generally trusted Steele, who he first met in 2007 when Steele still worked for the British government. But Orr had less confidence in Steele's sources since their information originated with Russians. I think my impression is that Chris Steele believed his sources, Orr said in one exchange. What I should say in addition, though, is that whenever you are dealing with information from Russia, you have to be careful, because it is a very complicated place, and so even information from a good source has to be looked at carefully. That's right. Information coming from one of your, I'm not going to say an enemy, a competitor on the world stage, should be taken with a grain of salt, all right? Except that once this information started flowing and they had the salivation, they were salivating at the idea that it was something negative about Donald Trump, they threw all caution to the wind. Of course, there's also a very distinct possibility that they knew it was bunk, okay? They knew that it could possibly be bunk. But I tend to think that most of these people just went with it, all right? Because it doesn't matter to them if it's truth or lies. All they need is information that is going to be damaging to Donald Trump. That's all that they care about. Let's take a look at the chat real quick, you guys. I just want to see what's going on in here. Let's see. Lots of talk about Muffin, I see. That's right. Here we go. All right. Roger Sloan, checking in from South Carolina, trying to find that dog that I thought was barking in my house. Thanks for your dedication. Thank you for showing up again, Roger. It's always good to see you. Let's see. Let's see. What do we got next? Oh, you know what, guys? I need to make a note of this article. Let's see. We ended with Jim Jordan right there. So let's get this right here. We'll throw that into the show notes. We can close that out. We will get this into the show notes. You guys, I'm taking Monday and I'm taking Tuesday off. I need to get my taxes done, and I need to take some time off. How is Muffin doing? Muffin is great. Muffin's great. Chi-Chi, I love Chi-Chi too. Chi-Chi's generally pretty quiet, but him and Muffin, like, they get together and they collude to bark when I am when I'm on the air. They feed off each other. You know how dogs are, like they're both pretty quiet. But once they think that they've caught the scent, or they think that there's something that they need to protect me from, they go after it. All right. Can I get a count on how many likes we have on the video, you guys? I would appreciate it. We got 1,651 people in the chat, slowly increasing. Moving Picture says Omaha in the house. Whoop, whoop. You're the best. Thank you so much. Cisco Lady Liberty says take care of you. Sending love. Thank you so much. Jackie Bain, huge. Our favorite tycoon between Orr and Steele was not Trump. It was Deripaska. That is right. That is right. Patriot Lady Biker, I hope that you're doing better, my friend. My little dog Winston was looking everywhere for that barking dog. That's right. The dogs collude, George. They collude with each other. That's right. All right, we got somewhere around, oh wow, we've got a real, disparity in these numbers. 703, 1.6 thousand, 757. Click the thumbs up, Michigan. Glad that you're here, my friends from Michigan. Hey, you guys, I totally forgot to mention this because I don't know if anybody has seen it in the pinned comment on my videos. You guys, I have a P.O. box. I have a P.O. box, you guys. So if you guys want to send me mail, you can totally do that now. If you guys want to send me a letter, if you want to send a picture, I don't know, anything. Here you go. There, that's my P.O. box right there. It's in California. It's a redirect, I'm going to admit. But yeah, I've had several people ask me if they could send stuff. And, of course, nobody has to send me anything. But I have definitely sent letters to people and then received letters, and it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting when you go to the mailbox. And yes, you guys can totally send gifts for the pets. I'll tell you right now that Chi-Chi is kind of like he's a stocky, small, but Muffin is clearly like a medium-sized dog, okay? She's definitely a handmade chef knife. Oh, sweet. Jack, yeah, that's awesome. I love to cook. I don't know if you guys know this. Oh, you guys, I have a backup channel, and after the show tonight, I've just been kind of like getting the stuff together. I need to put it out there, so I'm going to give you guys the information on that after the show. I swear to God, this time, as you all are my witness, I'm going to do that. And then I want everybody, you know, who subscribes to me now to please subscribe to that backup channel, because if something happens to me, then that's where I'm going to go. I'm also thinking about potentially doing like a vlog channel, something that doesn't have anything to do with the politics, but just some more, you know, off the cuff daily life stuff, you know, just quick videos. And then I'm also thinking about making a channel for Muffin and Chi-Chi. D-Live, I just have not had the time for D-Live, you guys. My life has been really like overwhelmingly full in the last 2 weeks. The other day when I was going to stream on D-Live, they were doing maintenance. Like Wednesday is pretty much my only night outside of like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when I can do it. But Sunday night, when I'm making a video, I'm going to stream myself editing the video and putting it together. And we're going to play some music, and we're going to, you know, be able to talk, because D-Live's, you know, my channel is called Red Pill Backup. Let me see if I can actually get it pulled up on my phone right now, because I signed into it on purpose the other day. Let's go to switch account. No, I need to add it. Okay, so continue. Let me try this, you guys. This might work. 78 at gmail.com. Next. No, I don't remember what it is. Maybe it was Red Pill Backup. Okay. Shoot. Yay, okay, I got it. Okay, so the channel is called Red Pill 78 Backup. It's I haven't really done anything with it except like actually just start it. So my channel right here. Dodge of Oz, what's up, buddy? Hi, mate. Stay strong, brother. A lot of Aussies in the house and growing. Please check tweet sent today if you can use it. Saw White Squall last night. Where we go one, we go all. That's awesome. How was it? I haven't seen it in many years. I saw it when it came out originally. Okay, so there are 18 people subscribing to me right now. Let me see. How do I share it? Garrett Slicer says, I'm going to email you about MK Ultra and child abuse in private pay treatment centers. This week, as I've promised previously, I experienced hell as a patient during my treatment. I understand your pain. I'll tell you my story in my email. Garrett, I'm really interested to hear that, buddy. Let's see here. So you guys, I don't know how to do this on my phone. There should be just a way to like share the channel. Well, it's called Red Pill 78 Backup. Let me see if I can figure this out. Gypsy Nurse, thank you very much for that super chat. You are the news. Thank you. That's what I hope. You know, I want to be able to do this, and I want it to. I want it to grow because I want God to keep blessing me. I want to be able to do this and not have to be afraid of doing it. Let's see. Let me try this. Let me see if I can search. Red Pill 78 Backup. We'll do a Google search. No. If somebody finds the link, can you please throw that in for us? I could have sworn that I saved it, but I don't know where it is. All right. Ooh, that's a drop from my mom, you guys. Let's go ahead and listen to this because I know she's on here right now. Just type it in the chat, then put a link in the description afterwards. Okay. All right, you guys. So it's Red Pill 78 backup. But I feel like the search on YouTube is just lacking. God's Guy says, bro, we are here for you. Make a huge difference. God bless. Don't forget God is using you. That's right. Thank you so much, Guy. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that Guy is right. We were talking about that the other day. Like I said, I asked God to direct me. Every morning I wake up and I make a conscious decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God. I ask him to direct my thinking and to guide my motives, and especially make them devoid of selfish or self-seeking motives. So yes, I said Google, Bill, but I definitely, I meant DuckDuckGo. I use DuckDuckGo. All right. So my mom sent this link over here. It's from Blind Gossip, and it says, of primary concern. Ooh, primary. There's a double meaning there. By now, you are probably aware that politicians may say one thing in front of the camera, but say something completely different behind closed doors. In the case of one U.S. representative, her colleagues have a little surprise planned that she knows nothing about. They say, she is a nightmare. We're going to primary her out. We are actively looking at candidates now. Basically, what that means is that although her party colleagues will say that they support her, they are quietly looking for someone to run against her in the next primary election. It won't be just a name on a ballot either. It will mean channeling donations to the other candidate, shifting millions of dollars in staffing, marketing, and administrative support, and a stealth negative campaign against the current U.S. representative. Yes, it's all very sneaky. No, they have not selected anyone yet. And it's a U.S. representative. We know that from up there. And this is an optional clue, or optional that you're supposed to leave in the thing below. Now, there are no comments, you guys. I am almost 100% certain that this is either Alexandria Occasional Cortex and, oh my God, you guys, somebody in the chat was named Alexandria Occasional Cortex. But I don't know if that was the person that I initially spoke with regarding that. You guys, I know I need to change. I'm going to do something with the name. I don't have any content on it yet, so I don't have YouTube coming after me. Simeon Hill says, and when you ask God, he answers. Sometimes it's not what you want to hear, but when you're doing his work, it's deafening. Exactly. Thank you for that super chat too. Let's see. A guy, again, you're my brother. And let's see. Yep. Thank you so much, you guys. Again, Gypsy Nurse Kathy, 5x5 on that one for sure. Must do it daily. Turn your will over to his will, as in the days of Noah. Exactly, my friend. Exactly. All right. So yes, I need to do something with that channel, and I need to make it less obvious. Or I need to, make it, something else. It. But I haven't had enough time, you guys. Like every dead is watching you tonight. What does that mean? DED. DED. What does DED mean? I'm a stupid. What does that mean, buddy? Okay, so who do you think the Democrats feel more buyer's remorse over? AOC, Omar, or Talab? Which one of those three do you think they have the most buyer's remorse over? I think probably AOC, because of her recent ethics violations. Where did that article on her ethics violations go? Here we go. Oh, wait, let me put this in the show notes real quick. Oh, no, edit. There we go. Alexandria Occasional Cortex is really turning out to be a nightmare for the Dems. I think that Omar is a huge nightmare as well. I don't know. Ethics violations versus Omar's insensitive comments, shall we say? Oh, God. She said some doozies. She said a couple of big things come out of her mouth. Well, Occasional Cortex has racked up 3 major ethics complaints during her first months in Congress. This is not what I expected from her. I'm very, very pleasantly surprised that Occasional Cortex is just a run-of-the-mill Democrat pretending that she is some type of anti-dark money. I don't know. She's about as bad as it gets. So, Daily Caller News Foundation. Democratic New York rep Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has compiled a slew of ethics complaints during her first few months in Congress while barely responding to any of them. Watchdog groups have leveled ethics complaints at Ocasio-Cortez over her use of social media and alleged willingness to set up $1 million slush fund. Occasional Cortex has not yet fully responded to the Daily Caller News Foundation's reports showing that she and her chief of staff had sole ownership of a political action committee that helped her campaign. Samuel R., another friend from Australia, thank you and have a great day. You guys, there are so many people from Australia. Can I tell you guys something? I have always wanted to go to Australia. It's like a dream of mine. I would love to go to Australia to have like... oh, what are they called? You guys, the little, not a wallaby. There's another animal in Australia that's like small and kind of like doggish, like maybe looks like a big guinea pig. I can't remember its name. Starts with a W or something. I just can't think of it at the time. Okay, so Democratic rep Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has wrapped up several ethics complaints since she began her first congressional term. She has yet to address one of the most damning reports about her campaign team's actions during the election. Yeah, here we go, guys. Thank you. Dingo, koala, wallaby. No, it's not a wallaby. I keep wanting to say wallaby. Wombat. It's a wombat. It's a wombat. Wombats apparently make great pets if you can get it young enough. Are any of my Aussie friends, anybody out there have a wombat? Or can you attest to the tameability of a wombat? I'll tell you guys another story. When I was 28, I went to this party on Halloween, and I dressed up like I had like these tennis shorts and like a polo shirt. And I had like an old school tennis racket from the 70s, and I looked I looked kind of like a tennis pro. I said my name was Steve Prefontaine, and I was a tennis pro, and I spoke with an Australian accent all night, and not a single person questioned me. Everyone just believed me that I was Australian, and it was hilarious. I actually was at work a few weeks later, and somebody came in to my work and asked if they could speak with Steve. All right, so I was wearing a sweatband at the time, and so like my hair was just kind of was different from what I was just during my normal day at work. And he was like, "Yeah, is Steve here?" And I was like, "Steve, we don't have anybody named Steve here." And he was like, "Yeah, the guy from Australia." And like as soon as I realized, I like started cracking up, and I was like, "Dude, it's like I'm not from Australia. It was Halloween." He was like, "Dude, I'm going to Australia next week, and I was gonna be in Melbourne. I wanted to ask you some great places to go." I was like, "I'm sorry, go on Google." Back then, it was only Google. Gypsy Nurse Kathy says, AOC actually used her good friends who had a casting crew and paid them below a minimum wage, then dumped them, a real socialist, a wombat, okay if baby. Oh, I would love to go to Australia and get a wombat. I would just love to go to Australia because I'm a hiker, I'm a camper, I love nature. I love the outdoors, and I know that it's real hot in Australia in certain places, certain times of the year. But the idea of going out to the middle of nowhere like that, and just being alone with your thoughts, and being allowed to decompress, that is a very, very attractive thing for me. I absolutely love that. Janet says, I held a wombat in my arms in a zoo south of Melbourne about 25 years ago, Phillip Island. It gave off wonderful energy. I believe it. They are so sweet. You guys, does everybody know what a wombat looks like? We're going to have to go look up a wombat now. Let's see if we can find video. Oh my God, look how cute they are. Cuddly baby wombats. We're going to mute it just so I don't get a copy strike again. Koalas are very cute, but they have super sharp claws, and they could like rip you open. But look at this guy. He looks like a cross between a bear and like a gopher. So cute. Oh my God, I love animals. And I could just see Muffin and a wombat playing together and hanging out. Look at it, so cute, you guys. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so chunky. Little look on his face. Oh God, look at him itching his butt. Oh, I have to go to Australia. Oh my God, he's playing with, what is that, an echidna? Or a hedgehog? Is that a hedgehog? He's throwing dirt on himself. Oh God. You guys, I have to admit, I absolutely love like animal videos on YouTube. Probably one of my favorite animal videos to watch on YouTube is dog rescue videos, because I'm such a sucker for rescues. Like pretty much every time we've gone to the pound or, Humane Society, I almost left with a dog. It's pretty difficult for me to do that, because as soon as I go there, oh my God, there he is. He's inside the house. What a cutie. What a cutie. He's acting like a dog. That's how Muffin acts. She'll like pick stuff up and shake it. She'll bring it to me, make me pick it up. All right. So, back to this. It was all rehearsed. The 10 hours. 10 hours with Adam Schiff. Michael Cohen told House Republicans this week that staff for Intelligence Committee Chairman Representative Adam Schiff traveled to New York at least 4 times and met with him for 10 hours. Oh, you guys, I'm sorry. We were totally reading that Ocasio-Cortez article. The two watchdog groups. We remember that. She had this $1 million slush fund. Ocasio-Cortez improperly converted U.S. House resources to her non-official personal use by obtaining an official @mail.house.gov email address for her boyfriend, despite the fact he was not employed by her congressional office, the Coolidge-Reagan Foundation claimed in a complaint Thursday. She also falsely designated her boyfriend, Riley Roberts, a staff member to help secure the address, the group noted. The Coolidge-Reagan Foundation's website champions itself as a First Amendment watchdog group that defends, protects, and advances liberty. News of the email address first appeared after political consultant Luke Thompson posted a screenshot of a House directory on February 15th showing Roberts listed under staff alongside the email address and the phone number for Ocasio-Cortez's congressional office. The New York Representative's Chief of Staff, Saikat Chakrabarti, dismissed Thompson's insinuation that Roberts is a paid staff member. He's not paid. We have no volunteers in the office. He's not doing any government work, Chakrabarti noted in a tweet. Responding to Thompson, he can see her calendar just like spouses, partners, family members in other congressional offices. Check your damn facts just before you post this bullshit. Lazy journos need to learn to do their jobs. Wow. He's a charmer, that Chakrabarti. The second complaint was filed by the Foundation for Accountability and Civic Trust Thursday and alleges Ocasio-Cortez's political Instagram account contains direct links to her House Instagram account and includes a link for political contributions alongside posts of official video footage on the House floor. The group claims these actions violate House ethics rules. House ethics rules prohibit lawmakers from using official resources for public or political purposes, the complaint notes. The rules also forbid a member from posting a link to her official social media site on a campaign social media site. She solicited donations on the page that used the video footage, according to FACT, a nonprofit group whose past president Matthew Whitaker served as President Donald Trump's acting attorney general in 2018 and 2019. Let's see. Methods. M3 steps away from Livestream, comes back and wonders how 78 got to talking about wombats. That's right. We were talking about wombats because we were talking about how many of my friends here in the chat are from Australia, and how I've always wanted to go to Australia ever since I was very small. It's like a dream of mine, you know, like if I could go to Australia, I would do it in a heartbeat. And I would have to hold a wombat while I was there. I'd have to play with a wombat. Okay. So the three complaints came within days of each other. National Legal and Policy Center, a conservative government watchdog, accused Ocasio-Cortez and Chakrabarti Tuesday of illegally funneling money between political action committees and private companies that were both controlled by Chakrabarti. NLPC claims the transfers of the PACs to the LLCs were part of an extensive plan to avoid reporting campaign expenditures to the FEC. I would say that is probably... Oh my gosh, and Baby Love 78 has sugar gliders. That's right. Oh my god. Occasionally Cortex American. There's Alexandria Occasional Cortex. Love it. Absolutely love it. Genius. Sorry guys, I had to take a bite of my yogurt. It's my dinner tonight. All right. So, the NLPC claims the transfers from the PACs to the LLCs were part of an extensive plan to avoid reporting campaign expenditures. Occasional Cortex, for her part, denied violating campaign finance laws in response to the complaint. There is no violation, Occasional Cortex told Fox News. Grace Asher. Sucks that AOC's boyfriend is named like my dog. I know, I thought that myself. I love you. Known your heart for a long time. If the world knew your secret givings, it wouldn't be surprised. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Grace. You guys, Grace Asher is a really close friend of mine. And she's known me since before I was explicitly anonymous. So if you guys want to see great content, seriously, she is a former law enforcement officer, and she is true MAGA. Taliana Lee says, fantastic show. Thanks, hun. Love the distractions, adds laughter. Oh my God, you are human. That's right, I am. And Floriccio says, I think I'm the only conservative left in New York City, but don't worry about me. I'm a tough woman and not afraid to wear my MAGA hat. I get looks and I give them a wink and smile back. That's awesome. Thank you for the super chat too. All three of you. Yeah, you know, I want everyone to not be afraid to go out into the world and call me tonight, bro. Dana, do I have your number? Email me. Okay, so Alexandria has not fully responded to a Daily Caller News Foundation report showing that Ocasio-Cortez and her chief of staff obtained majority control over the Justice Democrats PAC in 2017, despite the fact that the PAC was credited with being the central force behind her primary victory. She never disclosed her control over the PAC, leaving open the possibility that they could face serious criminal charges if it is found that they intentionally withheld the ties from the FEC. Occasional Cortex's office has not yet responded to the DCNF's request for comment about FAC's complaint. Hold on. Everybody text Dana. All right. Ocasio-Cortex's first 3 months in office have stymied with various fits and starts. She's managed to inject a lot of energy into the Democratic Party, using her high-profile social media presence to elevate new ways to tackle global warming and discuss criminal justice issues. But one of her first actions as a congresswoman was beset with problems from the get-go. She unveiled her so-called Green New Deal resolution February 2nd to cheers from liberal Democrats and environmentalists, but her office was forced to make extensive clarifications after a document posted on her website appeared to contradict aspects of the actual proposal. The document on her website called for a build-out high-speed rail at scale where air travel stops becoming necessary. Conservatives and Republicans took advantage of the bungled rollout, disparaging it as a pie in the sky and unrealistic. That's right. You guys remember last week we had the tweet from the founder of Greenpeace who called her an arrogant little twit. If you removed all greenhouse gases from the atmosphere, then we would have the death of all plants and animals on the face of the earth. complete idiocy, all right? She is, okay, and here's why I wanted to talk about this, is because there were 3 ethics violations reports, like one right after the other. What if Pelosi and the other Democrats are the ones turning her in for these ethics violations so that they can get her out of there because they don't want her? I think that is very, very possible. All right, so let me add that to our show notes. Okay. Now moving on. Got a little bit out of order there, you guys. Sorry about that. So, the Michael Cohen story. Michael Cohen told House Republicans this week that staff from the Intelligence Committee, Chairman Rep. Adam Schiff, traveled to New York at least 4 times. It wasn't just once, it was 4 times, and met with him for 10 hours. Jeez. This was before Cohen's public testimony before Congress last week. It was all a dog and pony show. It was rehearsed. You guys, that George Soros trafficking story is fake news. It didn't happen. I saw the story. I saw the screen cap from CNN and from Fox. It was reported by one person as far as I can tell, and it was not the person. It was not the reporter. It was a individual on Twitter. And I noticed conspicuously that person was not following Donald Trump. What kind of a self-respecting conservative, a MAGA person, what kind of person like us does not follow Donald Trump? All right. Now, I as I said earlier, I will never tell you who to follow. Okay. Everyone has to make up their own mind. Use discernment and pray on it. If you feel that you don't know for certain, you pray on something and the correct answer will be shown to you. That's the way that it works, at least in my life. Oh, God. Adam Schiff is one of the creepiest looking people in Congress. Donald Trump Jr. weighed in. Yeah, 10 hours to discuss logistics. Roll his eyes. I'm sure he wasn't coached by Schiff, etc. Would be nice others in MSM, someone finally called this crap out. Cohen met with Schiff staff for over 10 hours before the House Oversight Committee hearing, sources say. Fox News reported President Trump's former personal attorney Michael Cohen told House investigators this week that staff for Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff, Democrat California, traveled to New York at least 4 times to meet with him for over 10 hours, immediately before last month's high-profile public testimony, according to 2 sources familiar with the matter. As Republicans question whether the meeting amounted to coaching a witness. What do you guys think? I think it was coaching a witness, clearly coaching a witness. The sources said the sessions covered a slew of topics addressed during the public hearing before the Oversight Committee, including the National Enquirer's catch and kill policy, American media CEO David Pecker, and the alleged undervaluing of President Trump's assets. But Republicans have signaled that they were not convinced, with Ohio Rep. Mike Turner sending a letter to Cohen's team on Wednesday demanding answers. We'll pay for you to come out to my birthday to do a podcast with Patriot Hour and Able Danger. Okay, Dana, that's awesome. When's your birthday? And do you live like near Able Danger and Patriot Hour? That's cool. You guys, what do I think of Cvine? Cvine is legitimate, okay? I spoke with the same government representative that Cvine spoke to, and they got the ability to go and watch the military tribunals as they happen, okay? Cvine are legitimate reporters. They are citizen journalists like myself, except they're in a position to be able to go in and watch these military tribunals as they're happening, okay? Cvine is real. Cvine are not the people that are saying that they're seeing, high profile people at these military tribunals. Okay. That is a completely different group of people, and I'm not going to, say their name. But Cvine are real people. Okay. There's somebody, my friend Joyce, I believe, from the UK. Yes, we'll chat after the broadcast, Dana, for sure. It's hilarious, buddy. August 9th is my daughter's birthday. So that's pretty cool that August 10th is your birthday. All right. So Republicans have signaled they're not convinced, with Ohio Rep Mike Turner sending a letter to Cohen's team on Wednesday demanding answers. Turner specifically asked for confirmation of Cohen's contacts, if any, with Democratic members or Democratic staff of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, the House Committee on Oversight and Reform, House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, prior to his appearances before House and Senate committees last week, as well as the lengths of such contacts, their locations, and who exactly was involved. These questions are important for the public, to understand whether or not they were watching witness testimony, a public hearing, or well-rehearsed theater. C-Vine, it's C-Vine. C-Vine. Okay? I actually heard back from the military liaison, the guy who was putting out the information or selecting people to be able to go and witness. He said that I could go down there, but I couldn't take, I can't take the time off of work right now. I might be able to do it next month. If I can do it next month, I will go to Florida and I will see it and I will report on it. Okay. But C-Vine are legitimate. They are actually reporting on those military tribunals that are taking place down in Guantanamo Bay, okay? All right, sweet. So that's the end of that story. Let's go ahead and move on to our next big story. Oh, good day for MAGA country. Great day for MAGA country. Jussie Smollett has been indicted on 16 felony counts by that grand jury. This is MAGA country, Jussie. Muffin, get up there, buddy. Get up. There you go. Muffin needed help getting up on the chair. That's right, C-Vine, true story, you guys. I can vouch for them. I mean, I legit can vouch for them. Okay. So a Cook County grand jury has returned a 16-count indictment against Jussie Smollett, according to court records. According to the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, the indictment was returned by the grand jury on Thursday, as reported by ABC 7 Chicago. Jussie Smollett was originally hit with one felony count of disorderly conduct for filing a false police report on February 20th. According to court records, the grand jury returned two separate sets of charges, one related to what Jussie Smollett told police officers about the fake attack, including his claims he was attacked by two white males screaming homophobic and racial slurs at him while they poured bleach on him and put a noose around his neck. Tom Devine, I actually have a vest on its way from Jody. You guys, I am going to put Jody's email into the chat right now, okay? Because Jody is the one who makes those awesome Q vests. Yellow Q vests, okay? Here we go. Here is Jody's email. You guys contact Jody if you want to get a yellow vest. All right. So, according to court records, the grand jury returned the two sets. The other charges are related to a subsequent interview Smollett had with police. The new charges each carry a possibility of probation for up to 4 years. Probation. God. It is highly unlikely that Jussie Smollett will serve time in prison. Experts say he will likely strike a plea deal. Yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen. Jussie Smollett's not going to go to prison. Jussie Smollett is definitely going to get himself a plea deal. Hold on, you guys. I saw somebody mention the P.O. Box. I'm going to put the P.O. Box in the description below the video, you guys, okay? Let's see here. It's right underneath, or it's right above Jody's email in the description now. It's saving, and I'm also going to put it in here. There's the P.O. Box. There we go. So, it is highly unlikely he's going to spend time in prison. Smollett was taken into custody but posted a $100,000 bond on the same day. The truth about the hate hoax eventually bubbled up and revealed that Jussie Smollett paid two Nigerian brothers $3,500 to carry out the hoax. Listen, guys, I got a great idea. I will pay you $3,500 to beat me up lightly, Okay, not too bad, just a little bit. Rough me up a little bit. Pour some bleach on me, all right? And then scream, "This is MAGA country." Okay, good luck. Good luck, guys. The letter is still... Ooh, Smollett is also behind the threatening letter that was sent to the Empire Studio in Chicago. The letter is still with the FBI at a crime lab for analysis, and Smollett could face charges for lying to the feds about that fake letter. I certainly hope that he does face charges, because he deserves them. Did you guys see the... Oh, my God. The gall on Jussie Smollett. He put out a tweet after he got this fake letter reminding people that, any type of white powder could be potentially anthrax. Horrible. Yes, and Jackie says the indictments do not include sending the letter and powder through the mail. That is federal, and the last guy got 5 years. Exactly. I hope that the FBI, the FBI does an investigation on that, and that he is forced to actually deal with that. So despite all the evidence, Jussie Smollett maintains he's innocent of the charges. How can he keep doing this? Local Chicago crime investigators, CWB Chicago, broke the exclusive story that a Cook County grand jury returned that 16-count indictment. Breaking news. All right. Let me put this in my show notes, my friends. All right, closing that out. Now, just in, you guys, Chelsea Manning was jailed for refusing to testify about WikiLeaks. Chelsea Manning, a former U.S. Army intelligence analyst who gave classified information to WikiLeaks in 2010, was jailed on Friday for refusing to testify to a secret grand jury about WikiLeaks. Chelsea Manning received a subpoena in late January to testify before a federal grand jury in a case in the Eastern District of Virginia. This is the same district that the government accidentally revealed that there was a sealed indictment against Julian Assange. U.S. District Judge Claude Hilton, a Reagan appointee, ordered Chelsea Manning to jail after Manning refused to testify. Manning told the judge, "I will accept whatever you bring upon me." After refusing to answer the grand jury's questions. Oh, Chi-Chi, come here, buddy. Chelsea Manning was held in contempt of court. Hilton said Manning will remain jailed unless an agreement is reached for the former U.S. Army intel analyst to testify about WikiLeaks or until the grand jury finishes up their work on the case. So, remember that in 2010, Private First Class Bradley Manning, who later transitioned to Chelsea, stole State Department documents, many of them secret international embassy reports, and Manning smuggled the security documents out on a CD labeled Lady Gaga. And I did not know that part of the story. And handed them to WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks subsequently took the sensitive cables and made them public. In 2013, Manning was sentenced to 35 years in prison for giving those materials to WikiLeaks. In April 2014, a Kansas judge allowed Manning to change his name to Chelsea. In January 2017, Obama commuted Chelsea Manning's sentence from 35 years to 7 years, and Manning was released from prison. Well, I just thought that it would be interesting to bring that up. The thing is that we don't know what they were asking Chelsea or Bradley, whatever you want to say, what they were asking Chelsea to testify for. Love your founder of Yellow Vest movement of my city in Norway. Chris Jacobson sent me $100 from Norway. Thank you very much, friend. I appreciate that. Love from the... Wait, oh, you are the founder of the Yellow Vest movement in Norway, in your city in Norway. That's great. That is great, man. Good for you. Good for you. If you don't follow me on Twitter already, then follow me on Twitter at RedPill78 and send me pictures. I would love to see it. Oops, I totally... At RedPill78. You guys, that is me on Twitter. If anybody doesn't follow me on Twitter and would like to, then please do that. Send me pictures of you in your yellow vests. All right, guys. This is great news. This is from my friend Methods. I've been waiting to talk about this all week. Panel signals Epstein files are likely to see sunlight. Now, the case against Epstein was moved from Miami up north someplace. We're going to find out here, I bet. The Second Circuit Court appeared inclined on Wednesday to unseal an enormous tranche of documents that would shed light on the case of wealthy sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, whose case is a federal court recently decided trampled on the rights of dozens of underage girls. There is a presumption of openness with virtually every document, declared the Miami Herald's attorney, Sanford Borer, urging the release of 167 files that neither he nor his client are allowed to see. Deeply skeptical of the secrecy demands of Epstein's associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, a British-born socialite accused of organizing his underage parties, a 3-judge panel on the Second Circuit appeared to agree with the need for transparency. Tammy Adams says, love your laugh and your vids. You rock. Thank you very much, you guys. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the super chat, Tammy. Before Guy could have finished answering no, Cabranes interjected, you can't possibly be serious. The other judges on the panel, U.S. Circuit Judge Rosemary Pooler and Christopher Droney, appeared equally dubious about that proposition. Referring to the federal ruling that brought them to court, Judge Droney suggested that there was no justification for the wholesale secrecy. Where are the specific findings for the 167 documents, the judge asked. The case journeyed to the Second Circuit from a lawsuit filed by one of Epstein's accusers, Virginia Giuffre, now Virginia Roberts. Describing herself as a former Epstein sex slave, Giuffre sued in 2015 before the case settled with a largely sealed record 2 years later. Giuffre later agreed to appear in a video interview for the Herald's award-winning investigative series, Perversion of Justice, which reported that President Donald Trump's Secretary of Labor, Alexander Acosta, helped Epstein's star-studded defense team land their client a non-prosecution agreement. Chi-Chi, come here, buddy. Get up here. The plea deal protected Epstein's co-conspirators, kept him out of federal prison, and hid the details of the agreement from dozens of alleged victims. Chi-Chi, come here, buddy. Oh! Chi-Chi's here. Chi-Chi's here. Say hi, buddy. Say hi. Okay. So the thing about this is Epstein's co-conspirators, it is an unnamed... an unknown number of co-conspirators. We don't know how many co-conspirators there were. We know that Ghislaine Maxwell was certainly one of them. But we don't know how many altogether. I'm going to take that. Now, pursuing the story, the Herald tried to pry open the record in the Giuffre's case before U.S. District Judge Robert Sweet, who this past August rejected the request to unseal documents given the highly sensitive nature of the underlying allegations. Documents designated confidential included a range of allegations of sexual acts, including involving the plaintiff and non-parties to this litigation, some famous, some not, Sweet wrote in a 41-page ruling. Before entering into a settlement, Giuffre had claimed that Maxwell trafficked her to Epstein's associates, including high-profile attorney Alan Dershowitz, but we know now that that's not true. So, is she credible? Dershowitz, maybe part of the settlement was her saying that Alan Dershowitz was part of it. Maybe that's why. Baby love, my screen is not blurry. Check the quality of the video. YouTube sometimes automatically downgrades the quality of the videos when they send it out. You should be able to see this in full 4K, 1080, 60 frames per second, you guys, because that's what I send it out in. Dershowitz vehemently denies the allegations and now joins the Herald and Giuffre in broadly unsealing the files. If you put the whole record out, his name is cleared, Borer said, summarizing Dershowitz's position. If you don't, he's smeared. Giuffre's attorney, Paul Castle, a law professor and former federal judge, disputed that narrative and said that the full record would show his client was trafficked to Dershowitz. Also thrown into the mix of the litigation is Mike Cernovich, a conspiracy theorist and blogger known for peddling that right there, a theory that high-ranking Democratic Party operatives participated in a child ring that operated in a Washington pizzeria. Michelle, my point of view, says, Michelle is in the house, baby, and feeling much better. Thanks for your prayers. Awesome. Glad you're here. All right, and Baby Love 78. All right, it looked good. Let's see. So, Judge Pooler asked Cernovich's attorney, Mark Randazza, whether his client needed to prove his journalistic credibility by gaining access to the documents. Seizing the opportunity to bash the mainstream press, Randazza said that showing them would eliminate the New York Times after Judith Miller's inaccurate reporting led to the Iraq War. That's right. Journalism is a thing you do rather than a thing you are, Randazza said. Guthrie's attorney, Cassell, accused Cernovich of being a professional slut-shamer who acted as little more than a proxy and cat's paw for Dershowitz, whose attorney, Andrew Selly, disputed that characterization. Insisting that the men had no relationship, Selly and Dershowitz and Cernovich apparently independently want the record to be open. He believes in the marketplace of ideas, Selly said, referring to his client. The judges ended up hearing, without a ruling, the second major development in the decades-old case in the last month. In February, a federal judge in Florida ruled that Epstein's non-prosecution agreement violated the rights of Epstein's more than 30 underage victims' rights under federal law. The judge's ruling increased the pressure on Labor Secretary Acosta to resign from Trump's cabinet, where he heads an agency that monitors human trafficking. I think it's no coincidence that there is Andrew Acosta, the guy who is involved in this bad deal with Epstein, running this agency that oversees the investigation of human trafficking. I think that Trump put him there on purpose, and by being here, he is going to blow the whistle on what happened and be part of this case that is reopening against Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, so we're going to close that down. Let me add this to the show notes. All right, guys, we just have a couple more stories left. My voice is getting very tired. All right. So, House endorses D.C. statehood bill with passage of anti-corruption and voting rights bill. Wow. Can you imagine Washington, D.C. becoming the 51st state? The House of Representatives endorsed statehood for the District of Columbia for the first time in American history, with the passage of the Democrats' sweeping voting rights bill this Friday. There is no other way to describe it. This is historic, said Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton, D.C.'s non-voting congresswoman. After decades of struggle, the House of Representatives recognized today that the time has come for D.C. statehood. Holmes Norton has introduced a bill calling for some version of D.C. statehood every single term she's served. But with 200 co-sponsors, this is the furthest the efforts have ever gone. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer became the latest high-profile Democrat after House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to officially express support for statehood, calling it one of the party's top 3 priorities. Really? This is a top 3 priority. Yes, keep your enemies closer, Tamara. That's right. So Schumer said the endorsement is all about empowering people. D.C. has had a referendum. They want statehood, and we should have allowed them to vote in federal elections, have congressmen, have senators, etc. Opponents argue that Democrats support the measure only because it would likely ensure them 2 additional Democratic senators. D.C. City Council is made up entirely of Democrats. Oh, Lisa Lady, my friend Lisa Lady's daughter, she had surgery on the right shoulder, and they are trying to, it's not a stroke, but how many PT rehabs won't? As of today, they are looking at other places in the Orlando area. You guys, I suggested to Lisa earlier today that she start a GoFundMe to benefit her daughter. If you do that, Lisa, I will definitely donate some money, and I would suggest that everybody does too. Her daughter was involved in a hit and run accident. She was some people robbed her and tried to kill her, and they run her over with a car. You guys, these things like this are unforeseen. It's awful, and once it happens to you, what do? Okay, you have to throw yourself on the mercy of the people around you. So, if anybody, Lisa, if you can do that, would you please set that up and share it? And I will be happy to share it with all my subscribers. So Roger Pilon, Director Emeritus of the Cato Institute Center for Constitutional Studies, has called endorsements of statehood political, plain and simple. But Norton remains optimistic that the House vote will provide extensive findings for the measure. A wave of momentum is sweeping across the country for D.C. statehood. Really? I haven't heard anybody talking about it. The strong Schumer and Pelosi endorsements and the 200 co-sponsors in the House for D.C. statehood are among the indicators that the American people want to right this historic wrong for over 200 years of disenfranchisement. I think it sounds more like all of these Democratic congressmen are interested in... Here, go on. Hold on just a second, you guys. I got to have my daughter let the dogs out. Chloe? Will you let the dogs out, please? All right. Thanks for waiting, guys. Appreciate it. So while the bill is almost certain to die in the Senate, because it's Republican controlled, Norton believes the House decision paves the way for a vote on H.R. 51, the Washington, D.C. Admission Act. Democratic Maryland Rep. Elijah Cummings promised that House Committee on Oversight and Reform, which he chairs, will hold a hearing and mark up on H.R. 51. Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders both expressed support for D.C. statehood during the 2016 election, and 86% of voters in the district said they were in favor of statehood in a 2016 referendum. What do you guys think? Should they allow D.C. to become a state? I think I can understand the argument, but I think that we need to have a voter ID law. I think that is far more important than D.C. becoming a state. I think that we need to address the border before we address D.C. becoming a state. I believe that we need to address a lot of things in this country, okay? I think that we need to start paying attention to America, to Americans, to the people that are citizens of this great nation. We've got... Oh, my friend Bree also made Yellow Vest t-shirts. Bree, you're a mod. If you want to throw a link in there, then we should check it out. You guys, I have another friend who has a store that I promised I would plug, and I haven't. It's called the Brooklyn Skeptic Society. Let's take a look. Brooklyn, Skeptics. Oh my God. It is so hard to type and not look at it. Skeptics Society. Here it is. This is my friend Sherry. Actually, I think that this is she's a photographer as well as being an artist of various types, and she's got a store with t-shirts and stuff. And it looks like she's a good artist. She's got some good stuff. But where are the shirts? Sherry, where's the shirts? Where's the shirts? Well, this is Sherry. Hold on. I've got a link. Sherry. Here we are. Okay. Oh, she doesn't have it under her regular domain yet. All right, so she's got sheep. Look at this. This is awesome. The God Emperor Trump. This is sweet. That's a pillow. That's great. Here's the sheep shirt. Comes in lots of different colors and several different styles, it looks like. The White Rabbit, the QAnon White Rabbit shirt. That's pretty cool. I would totally wear one of these. Here is Follow the White Rabbit. That's great. Russian Delusion. That's it's awesome. All right, so check out Sherry's store, you guys. I will throw a link to this in the chat. And you know what else, you guys? Before we go, I wanted to check out Space Shot stuff, too, because he and Bree just put some new stuff out. Oh, look at that. Your current live streams. Space Shot 76. Space Shot 87. Who's Space Shot 87? World Patriot News. Okay, so... Nope, that's Right Side Broadcasting. Why is that in his top videos? Okay, there we go. Here we go. Okay, so how do I get to all the shirts, Bree? Okay, look, you guys. Look at these shirts that Bree designed. This is great stuff here. It's not just shirts. You got hoodies. This is where I got my my hoodie. My 17 hoodie. There's no trademark on Q. No, there's no trade. I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't believe there is. I mean, there should not be. Here we go. Yellow Jackets tee. Here it is. Oh, cool. Awesome. So there are so many shirts and hoodies. You can get a coffee. Oh my God. I'm going to buy this after the show. I'm not going to do it right now because it'll show my credit card information. Oh, you guys got Red Castle shirts now. That's awesome. Oh my God, there's a hoodie. That's what I want. I'm going to get the hoodie, okay? Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. All right, let me add that note. It's already there. All right, so this is going to be actually methods. I think there was something else that I wanted. Oh my God, that's right. President Trump hugging the tornado victims. President Trump is such a stand-up guy. All right. He is amazing. Amazing. I love him. He's so inspiring to me. Do you trust Sessions? Boom. We didn't even look at posts, you guys. Sessions didn't have a clue. McCabe investigated not just Trump, but Sessions too. Ooh, wow. All right. Tell you what. Let's take a look here. Let's see what happened. Make Iran great again. Look at that. Parts 3 through 9 coming soon. Mark Zuckerberg says his vision to divide Facebook's products in two could put its $56 billion business model at risk. Wow. The people's president. Exactly. He is truly the people's president. We stand together in this fight. Where we go one, we go all. That's right. Exactly. Lindsey Graham, head of Senate Judiciary Committee, requests docs on Carter Page FISA from AG Barr. Let's take a look at that. That's actually something somebody sent me last night. So this is Lindsey Graham requesting these docs on the Carter Page FISA from Attorney General Barr. All documents, all communications related to Christopher Steele, to the 302s. This should be interesting. Can't wait to see how that plays out. Someone had posted last night on Twitter, right here, Big D, says that it's happening in relation to the Barr and Huber meeting. Barr, Huber meeting, OIG report. They met to talk about that stuff. Let's see. Glimpse of something much bigger to come. Actions have consequences. Remember, it goes both ways. Nobody is safe. Leak was plugged. Senator Blumenthal says, Why is the Department of Homeland Security reportedly building secret dossiers on journalists and immigration lawyers? Apparent profiling mirrors the behavior of autocrats. I will be demanding answers. Well, we've got everything, you guys, and they need to use it. All right, you guys, I'm going to have to sign off for the night. I'm getting a little stuffy. I think my allergies are kicking in. Yes, that pick was from Iran. I really want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. I'm sorry I got emotional earlier when I was talking, but I can't stand to see everyone at each other's throats and tearing each other apart. I think that we are on the cusp of something very great here, and we have got to continue in a spirit of togetherness, because if we don't, we are no better than those on the other side that we are trying to fight against. All right? That's a tactic of the left, the divide and conquer. All right? We can't be that people. We can't be those people. We can't be that. All right? I love everyone who's here. I want to thank everyone for sticking with me tonight. El Trisash says, we have the best president and the best live news. Well, thank you very much for that, my friend. I do appreciate that. As always, this has been Red Pill 78, the corruption detector. And this was your Red Pill News Friday night live stream. Good luck, everyone, and God bless.